United States has an opportunity to go on a generational run at the 2026 FIFA Men's World Cup. Does Bosnia believe that a first ever trip to the knockout stage could be the end result of the greatest World Cup run in their country's history? Tonight in Santa Clara, California at Levi's Stadium, it's another game in the knockout round of the 2026 World Cup. From the round of the last 32, it's co-host United States taking on Bosnia and Herzegovina. And from Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara, it is a beautiful getting into Wednesday night on this 1st of July. You see the matchup, the United States against Bosnia and Herzegovina. It is the co-host from the U.S. taking on Bosnia in what could be a very thrilling matchup. It is a thrilling atmosphere, no doubt about that. Here is your knockout round bracket updated today after wins from England and Belgium, both in incredibly intense style. It is Belgium who awaits the winner of this game to play next week in Seattle, Washington in the last 16. Moments away from kickoff here between the U.S. and Bosnia. Let's take a look at the starting lineups for the United States. It is once again Matt Freese in goal from Wayne, Pennsylvania, the goalkeeper that started the first two games and then, of course, was on the bench for their third group game against Turkey. The back four of Freeman, Richards, and the captain, Tim Ream. Five in the midfield include Serginho Dest, Weston McKennie, Tyler Adams. You also have Malik Tillman in there. Tillman has been really good in this World Cup. So, too, has been Anthony Robinson. The two up front, Flo Balogun, who scored twice in the opener against Paraguay, and Christian Pulisic, who is back in the starting lineup after he missed the second game with a calf injury against Australia, then came off the bench in their group finale against Turkey. For this Bosnia team, a team that drew with Canada, lost to Switzerland, but beat Qatar to make it into the knockout round of their first ever World Cup, a team that has never played a knockout round game and tonight play their second co-host of this tournament. Nikola Vasil in goal for the Bosnians. They have five in the back, this very compact and organized European squad, with three in the midfield, which includes Karim Alibegovic, who's also in the midfield with Gigovic and Sunic. And then two up front include Ermedin Demirovic and the captain, the 40-year-old captain, Edin Dzeko, who scored two goals in a friendly against the United States all the way back in August of 2013 in Sarajevo. Those are the starting lineups for...
Can I come in with a quick disclaimer, please?
Yes, please do.
BBC One was showing the formations as 5-3-2, and BBC Sports app was showing the formations as what you see on your screen. I don't actually know what formations they're running because two sources within the BBC are showing two different things. Thank you.
So those are the lineups. We'll see what the formations are. They'll flow as the night goes on. With all of that said, we say hello one and all. I'm Matthew Owens. Welcome to Northern California. Thanks for having us in for the match. Some people are saying the biggest soccer game in United States men's history. Some people are saying that it's the biggest because it is the next one. We'll see what tonight brings. This is a draw for the United States that has turned out to look very good indeed. They are the favorites tonight. The United States have not owned a very rich history of being favored in World Cup knockout games. They are tonight. If they win tonight, they've got a Belgium team that has looked maybe a step slower than their competition through most of this World Cup, and just earlier today played 120 intense minutes and more to the end against Senegal. So it's the United States, it is Bosnia, it is the round of 32, and it is another chance for United States soccer to grab this country by the neck and say, pay attention to this sport. The whole world is behind this World Cup, and this whole nation is behind this United States team. There are much bigger goals ahead of this team because of the way they have looked in this World Cup, because of the way the draw has broken for them. Tonight is another stepping stone to where the United States want to be as a national program. Bosnia in their blue and yellow will kick us off, and for the United States, they carry the emotion and the hopes of over 340 million people on their shoulders tonight. Bosnia kick us off, and we are underway with a long ball sent immediately up the middle of the field, and it goes out of play to the right of Matt Freese, the goalkeeper from Pennsylvania. And it will be a corner for Bosnia. And it will be Karim Alibegovic who will send in this corner. Set piece opportunity in the first minute. So out of the corner, Alibegovic sets the ball down with an enormous throng of people inside Levi's Stadium. Finally, the ball struck in towards the back post. Defensive header away by Richards, and it is hoisted up and out of danger by Christian Pulisic. It'll bounce onto the far side of the field, collected by Bosnia's number 7, Amar Dedic. And the ball will be played back over to the near side for Stepan Radilic. Bosnia, a team who, as I said, playing a co-host for the second time in this tournament. They drew with Canada in their opener 1-1 in Toronto. And then they lost to Switzerland here in California, Southern California. They lost 4-1 before beating Qatar in Seattle 3-1. The United States in possession for the first time. The U.S. attacking from our left to our right in this first half in their white shirts with red stripes and blue numbers. Ball backspins to the left of the center circle, and the U.S. have possession. Serginho Dest will drop it off, and then it's played back forward to Dest. In the right channel, he comes up the near touchline, charging towards the top right corner of the penalty area. Dest, with a couple of Bosnians in front of him, hits the brakes, tries to fade out wide, and he has it stripped off his boot. It's out of play for what will be a U.S. throw in the final third. So the United States with a throw. As you hear the wonderful analysis of Daisy the dog in the background, the ball is thrown in for Chris Richards. Turn to the halfway line for the 38-year-old captain from St. Louis, Tim Ream. Up the near side for Alex Freeman. The return comes for Richards. Played back for Ream. Angled to the far side. And the United States in possession here will try to feel out the early moments of this game. As up the near side comes Serginho Dest, played back to the halfway line for Alex Freeman, then to the center circle for Chris Richards. Richards of Crystal Palace in England, the player of the year for the U.S. men's national team in 2025, as voted on by media members and his peers. Weston McKennie off the inside right channel, gets it back up the near touchline for Dest, rolled on back for Freeman, collected by Adams. Adams sends it back across to the far side of the field. Ream handles, sends it to Pulisic. Pulisic rampages up the middle to the edge of the D, and with the right foot, a shot blocked by Radilic. And it goes out of play. It'll be a corner for the United States. So an early set-piece opportunity here for the U.S. This is something that the United States has been working on for such a long time. They know they must get better on set-piece deliveries. They deliver this short to Pulisic from the left of the penalty area. Dedic takes him on defensively. Pulisic twirls with it, turns it back. And now it's served in towards the penalty spot, easily cleared away by the Bosnian defense as the ball will drop back into the United States half of the field for Tyler Adams. Adams will reload. And here comes the United States again. Ranked number 17 now in the FIFA World Rankings, the U.S. That is well ahead, some 27 spots ahead of Bosnia, who's ranked 64th. Ball is dinked over the top, in from the left of the penalty area. Weston McKennie towards the end line, tried a cross that looked to be blocked by Tarek Muharemovic. And another corner for the United States, who one would think will have the heavy majority of possession in this game. From the far flag, Malik Tillman will deliver this corner. Again, there is a U.S. body over on the far side ready to take it short as we strike 5 minutes. So they can take this short, or they've got 5 Americans in the penalty area trying to get to the delivery. Once it gets delivered in, and it is played an in-swinger towards the near post. Armin Gigovic with the defensive header away. Tyler Adams has it dropped to him. And now Adams will reset for the U.S. Flared out wide to the right-hand side. Weston McKennie, we've got a player down, and it is Gigovic for Bosnia, who is holding the top of his head. And play has been stopped as, yes, indeed, an early substitution here on the broadcast. Yes, we've used one of our 5 subs. Someone was not happy where she was, so she decided to get involved in the stream. We'd rather see her face than hear her analysis. U.S. back in possession of the ball as play is restarted with Gigovic back to his feet. Ball played back to Ream, who will roll it out to his right for Alex Freeman. Freeman tries a long ball forward for Dest that pinballed away from him off of a Bosnian. Out of play on the near side in front of the U.S. technical area. Weston McKennie will throw in. Stop trying to bite me while I'm talking, please. Here's McKennie up the near channel. Floats the ball up this right-hand side. Defended away by Bosnia. Handled by Alabegovic, who tried to hand it off towards the middle of the field. Instead, it deflects out of play, and it will be Bosnia ball for a throw. I don't know why we called her Daisy. We could have called her Jaws for that. Said
How many times will Matthew say ow in this broadcast?
Kolasinac throws it in. It's hooked to the left of the penalty area by Gigovic in the direction of Demirovic. Goes out of play. Too far for Demirovic to run down. Erminen Demirovic, 12 goals in the Bundesliga last season with Stuttgart. Goal kick taken quickly, and Ream will start it back for the U.S. Just underway in Northern California. Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. Where on the right-hand side, it's Alex Freeman in towards the middle. And a takedown by the Bosnian defense on Malik Tillman. Foul is called, and the free kick taken quickly from the right of the center circle by Chris Richards. Out to Pulisic on the left-hand side. He takes on Bazdar, gets by him. Plays it to the left of the penalty area. A stumble by Anthony Robinson, but he holds possession. Spins away from Amar Dadic. Back to Pulisic. Squared up to the center circle for Chris Richards. Richards out to his left for Ream. And Ream looks for options to his right. U.S. has scored early in all of their games in this World Cup. First 11 minutes. They have scored a goal in the first 11 minutes of each of their 3 games. Bosnia trying to hang on to keep from going behind early. As up the right-hand side, Tillman has it swiped away and out of play on the far side off Kolasinac. And it'll be a U.S. throw taken for Freeman. Given into the circle for Richards. Played back to the left-hand side for the captain, Tim Ream. And Ream will diagonally flare it over the head of a racing Serginho Dest up the near channel. And it's out of play. It'll belong to Bosnia, coached by Sergei Barbarez. Throw in coming. Kolasinac will throw it in. He does towards the near flag. Hoisted up the near touchline. Richards headed it down. Brought back by Kolasinac. Flared it up the left-hand side. Dzeko, the 40-year-old captain, got ahead to it, but it drops to Malik Tillman. Here's Tillman up the right-hand side, tried to roll one towards Balogun, flicked back for Tillman, making a run into the penalty area from the right. Good defending by Tarek Muharenovic, and it's out of play for what'll be a goal kick for Bosnia. Really good defending by Muharenovic, who plays in Italy domestically. He was originally born in Slovenia and scored his first ever international goal against Slovenia. As here's Bosnia the other way, quickly into the attacking end, and from the right of the D, a shot on goal from Demirovic, stopped by Freeze. Ball comes out to the left of the penalty area. Alibegovic has it taken off his boot, out of play. It'll be a corner for Bosnia. Oh, that was a long ball over the top that was brought down neatly by Dzeko, who created the opportunity on the handoff to Demirovic, and his right-footed shot right on goal. Freeze with a punch, and here's Alibegovic, who will try the corner. Second corner already for Bosnia. We are in that 11th minute mark where the U.S. has scored their first goal by in each of their first 3 games. Doesn't look like they'll score inside the first 11 minutes tonight. Still waiting for Alibegovic to send in this corner. Referee talking to a bunch of players inside the 6-yard box. The 6-yard box is as crowded as it could possibly be, with blue shirts of Bosnia, white and red striped shirts of the United States. Here's Alibegovic with the delivery, an in-swinger, and it was punched away by Freeze, hooked further out by Weston McKennie. Ball up to the far touchline and escorted out by Ivan Sunic of Bosnia. Excuse me. Bosnia will throw in. Thrown all the way back to the halfway line as we work the 12th minute here in Santa Clara. Very sunshiny day, as it usually is here in this area of the country. Alibegovic sends it back to the halfway line on the near side. Stepan Radilic, and he will rattle it up the near side towards no one in particular. It goes all the way down to Freeze. Freeze, who only faced 3 shots on goal in the opening game against Paraguay, did give up a goal there. Kept the clean sheet against Australia in Seattle on June 19th. United States with possession. Anthony Robinson up the far side, intended for Balogun. Clipped out of play by Muharenovic. It'll be another United States throw as we reach the end of the 12th minute. Enthralling day of World Cup action yet again, as it's been this entire World Cup, it seems. Harry Kane with 2 late goals to put England over the top of Congo. Then Belgium from 2-0 down. An amazing turnaround to force extra time with Senegal. And then a controversial ending where a penalty was struck in past 120 minutes to put Belgium into the round of 16. That's who the winner of this game will face in Seattle next week. Bosnia sends the ball all the way back down to the United States end. Freeze will roll it ahead for Richards. And they'll try to build out of the back again here, will the United States. From our left to our right with white shirts, red stripes up front, and the Old Glory blue numbers and nameplates on the back. Right-hand side, it's handled by Weston McKennie, crosses the halfway line and then gives the ball up for a twirl by Dest, who drops it back off for a located Alex Freeman to Richards at the bottom of the center circle. Out to his left for Ream, forward ball for Pulisic. Pulisic picked up defensively by Gigovic. Pulisic takes him on with the dribble, explodes by up the left channel, then hits the brakes, plays it back again. Handled by Richards. Richards looks to his right, nudges it further that direction for Freeman. Then on the near touchline, Dest tried to cut to the inside of Kolasinac, and a foul is called against Bosnia. It'll be a free kick for the United States here. From this near right channel, just inside the touchline. Will have to be delivered in with quite a bit of thrust behind it. Anthony Robinson will get over the ball for the United States. So too will Malik Tillman. Excuse me. So Tillman to the left of the ball, Robinson to the right. Not much of a Bosnian wall, no need for more than just one. And it's delivered in a bit short. It one-hopped its way to Balogun, nudged back on for Dess, then back out wide to the right for Tillman. Then Tillman feeds it forward. Anthony Robinson on the end line, cuts it back, and a shot off target, missing the near post is Balogun. Balogun scored twice in the first half against Paraguay in the opener. That would have been an onside play on that flick on for Robinson. Balogun just off target, shooting to the near post of the Bosnian goalkeeper, 30-year-old from Mostar, Nikola Vasil, who plays domestically in Germany at St. Pauli. He'll send it long on the goal kick. Pinballs around, up in the air by Dzeko. Knocked free by the forehead of Richards down to the ground. Might drop for a blue shirt, it has. Dess then nods it back to McKinney, or make that Robinson rather, and he'll play it safely back for Freeze, and the U.S. will begin again. Here's Tim Ream. Forward ball for Malik Tillman. Return for Ream, now up the left-hand side. Anthony Robinson has it again. The Jedi plays it to the left of the center circle for Malik Tillman. He'll crank a long ball up the middle, hoping for a run by Dest, who had wriggled his way free, but it's too far for Dest, easily controlled by the Bosnian goalkeeper. We talked about possession, how the United States should control most of it. Currently the number at 65% possession for the United States. Tiptoeing up the left-hand side, Alabegovic lost it. U.S. with a throw that Tyler Adams takes quickly. Up the right-hand side, they turn it over on a ball that Dest could not get to. Cleared back out by Bosnia. It lands in front of the U.S. technical area. It was nearly caught by Mauricio Pochettino. The United States on a 12-match winless drought against European competition. And the last 10 of those games against European teams have been losses. In from the right, Balogun try to cut back. It's blocked. Out of play. It'll be a corner for the United States. If you'd stop squirming, you wouldn't nearly fall. That's my analysis on you, ma'am. So a corner for the U.S. in the 17th minute. Actually, no, they're giving the U.S. a throw. It went out just before the end line, so it's thrown in towards Chris Richards, who will reverse it to the halfway line for Tim Ream, and Ream will then play it all the way back to Freeze, and they'll begin the pilgrimage back upfield, will the U.S. Freeze wearing an all-yellow kit tonight in his goalkeeper garb. Here's the United States, a through ball played up the right-hand side. It's well measured. Weston McKennie on the end of it, enters the penalty area from the right, and his cross went off the hands of the keeper, and then crashing up the middle, Anthony Robinson got a header to it, and he blazed it over. It's really well done. Not sure if it would have counted had the ball ended up in the back of the net, because there's a possibility that McKennie was marginally offside, but that cross off the hands of Vasil, the keeper, and then off of Robinson's head, crashing up the middle. It deflected right to him. Not sure how much he really meant of that and knew of it, as now every other dog in the place would like to join in. That's brilliant. Meanwhile, the Bosnian goalkeeper is shaken up. So Vasil is down here and will have to be tended to. And still is down is Vasil, the goalkeeper, wearing an all-orange kit with orange shorts and orange socks. Bosnia tonight in their deep blue shirts with yellow numbers, yellow nameplates, and blue shorts. And the United States, as mentioned, in white shirts with the red stripes around the front running horizontally, and then blue numbers and nameplates with white socks. Red, white, and blue, as you would imagine, for the United States, as still the Bosnian goalkeeper is being tended to, Vasil. You don't have many players on this Bosnia team that was also on the team for their only other World Cup appearance that came 12 years ago in Brazil. Edin Dzeko was on that team. And in fact, played a really big part of that team, as you would imagine. Dzeko's played a really big part on this national team ever since he joined it all the way back in 2007. He did have a goal in that 2014 World Cup against Iran. Vasil is back on his feet. It'll be a goal kick for the Bosnian keeper. And he will send it long up the middle of the field. Pinballs around in the circle. It dropped for Muharemovic, but a foul is whistled against the European side. And in the 20th minute, free kick for the U.S. right here in the middle of the field. Play back underway with Freeman up the right. Playing it ahead for Adams. Adams zigging and zagging and then feeding it up the right-hand side for Dest, who quickly gets rid of it on a drop back for Freeman. Dest wanted to make a run up the right-hand side. Freeman didn't see him. So now it's Weston McKennie in this near channel. He's in the shaded area. Only about 15% of this stadium on the near side is shaded. Rest is in the bright sunlight as of now. Here's McKennie cutting a ball back in the midfield, back to Chris Richards. Now Tyler Adams, and then Richards again. Now for Ream, over the top. Can it be chested down in the penalty area by Tillman? It cannot, at least not with possession still. Muharemovic with the defense. Ball over the end line for a U.S. corner, won by Malik Tillman. So a corner for the United States. Let's see what they look to do here on this delivery. Tillman from the far corner, already their third corner of the match. Tillman puts his left arm in the air, right-footed, in-tight swing, and it goes off the outstretched right hand of Vasil, the goalkeeper. Out of play, it leaks on the near side. It'll be a United States throw. Thrown in quickly by Freeman. To the right edge of the penalty area, Balogun tried to thread it back towards McKennie. It was intercepted. Kolasinac tries to clear. He does. It was over the outstretched head of Robinson, and that forces the U.S. to scramble it out of play on the near side. It'll be a throw for Bosnia as they win possession back. Possession which they have not enjoyed much of in this first half. From the halfway line of the near side. Said Kolasinac will throw it in. Throws it into traffic, flicked up into the air by Dzeko. Dropped down for Demirovic, who tried to ladle it out to the far side. Intercepted by Anthony Robinson. And the United States are back in control. USA moving from our left to our right in this first half. Freeman up the right-hand side for Dest. Again in this shaded area. Pokes the ball up the middle. It drops for Balogun. Just outside the D. Lays it out to his left. Open here is Anthony Robinson. Robinson, top left corner of the penalty area. Feeds Pulisic, who's shielded away from the ball by a well-placed Nikola Katic. Katic with good defending there. Again, Bosnia with 5 in the back. Playing a lot like Australia did in the United States second group game. We get to the hydration break of this first half. And the United States without the luxury of an early goal here this time around. As we reach the end of the first quarter, if you will, here in Santa Clara, California. JT, as you heard earlier, is with us. JT's thoughts here as we hit the hydration break.
This is the content we want when we tune in. This is the content we are here for. Matthew Owens and Daisy and Dogs and Co.
If you say so.
Seems like it's been a handful. Just a little bit of a handful.
What would make you say that?
I don't normally get to see the live stream, like live, because there's normally a delay on YouTube. Let's just say that this one's been quite fun to watch live. Anyway, me, of course, viewers, if you're wondering how I'm seeing it live, the behind the scenes systems that we have, all of these fancy graphics include Matthew sending a clean feed, well, not a clean feed, a program feed of his OBS to my PC.
Yes,
But
that's
a peek behind the curtain. A clean feed, of course, would be what you're sending me, but without any graphics.
well, that's right.
Yes. But I see the graphics as well. Anyway, enough production talk, I guess. Well, the Bosnian goalkeeper during this hydration break has got an ice pack, so it's a icedration break.
Well,
That was bad, I know.
I mean, yeah. Fiddling and fidgeting here behind the scenes, as you may imagine.
Well, I'll press that graphic away,
You know,
and that will disappear.
every now and
There you
again you
go.
might hear one or, I don't know, however many of us say, you just don't know the links that we go to around here to bring you these broadcasts, and this is one of those
Me up at
moments.
1:36 a.m.
This is one of those moments where I do hope that our efforts are appreciated by someone out there. Even if it's just one person, I do hope that our efforts are appreciated by someone. We're ready for play to restart. Number
We're
that I
ready for the
was
Daisy Chaos to continue.
no, not anymore. We've hopefully resolved that. Because good God, does she give off a lot of heat for such a small dog?
Do I need to get a substitution graphic ready?
We are ready for play to restart. Hopefully my camera is... No, it's not. It's not where I absolutely want it, but it'll do for now. It'll do until halftime. It'll be a goal kick here for Bosnia. Again, just their second ever World Cup appearance. Their other was in 2014. Here's Vasil with the long ball sent up the middle. Headed
You've
up by
teleported
McKinney.
back.
Well, see that, Fox takes full screen commercials, and when you stream it, that'll happen. Ball up the far side, and Bosnia's on it here. They'll play it back into their own half, and then, in fact, all the way back to Vasil. I'm at such a different angle from how I normally look at things. This is a mess. How is it that our messiest streams of this World Cup have both been on U.S. games? Good Lord. Foul has been committed in the middle of the field. See, as I did the exchange to get Daisy in other people's hands, JT, a cat has come in. But the reason why we question why the cat comes in is because every time he comes in, he just looks under the door as if he wants right back out and is like, why'd you come in to begin with? Anyway, we press on, or we try to. Chris Richards handles the ball here for the United States. Up the far side now, Anthony Robinson. There was a U.S. player down on the far side. Looked like it was Freeman. He is back to his feet. By the way, talk about heat. Heat is a big issue across a lot of the world right now. Not here in Northern California. As usual, it is very lovely here, 72 degrees. Here in Santa Clara, as Ream's forward ball was parried to the far touchline by a Bosnian defender. It ends up coming back for Ream again. And the U.S. will reload. Switch ball to the right-hand side for Serginho Dest to PSV Eindhoven in the Eredivisie in Holland. Played on back for Weston McKennie. Freeman up the right-hand side in the shaded area of the field. Back to McKennie. Long switch ball from right to left, and it's pulled down for the left of the penalty area by Robinson, who takes on the defensive Dedic. Ball ends up out of play. Who did it go off of last? Looks like they're saying it's a Bosnia goal kick. And that is Leo the cat that has jumped in now. But again, we ask the question, why does he come in as often as he does? Because anytime that he tries to come in, or he does come in, he normally just wants right back out 2 minutes later. Thank you, JT. It's well done. Goal kick for Vasil. Thumps it up the middle of the field, headed up by Ream. In the circle, it's headed back down by Muharemovic. I'm going to have that name in my nightmares tonight. Up the near side, Alabegovic lifts it up. Richards comes down with it and hooks it back into the Bosnian half. And it just pinballs around before it's finally brought down to the ground by Pulisic, who threads it forward. Up the left wing side, Flo Balogun. Into the penalty area from the left, he takes on Dadic. Balogun cuts from right to left. He goes down. He wants a penalty. There's none given. And the ball's out of play on the far side, last off the defending Malik Tillman. So it'll be a throw for Bosnia, nothing more. Well, that was looking like it could be good stuff from Balogun there. He was dancing on the perimeter with Dadic. Oh, Dadic got none of that ball. And there certainly was contact, maybe not a lot, but there was contact from Dadic to the right shin of Balogun, and Dadic did not get any of the ball. Be a throw-in for Bosnia. So we're in the 30th minute here in Santa Clara, California. In the sunshine on the far side. It'll be thrown in, a high-arcing throw in the direction of Demirovic. Instead, it's the U.S. defending it away. Dest trying to run to it on the near side. He clatters in to a blue-shirted Bosnian, and that was Radilic, and they call a foul somehow on Dest through that, even though it was Radilic who initiated the contact. Okay. Someone can explain that one to me at another time. The referee is Brazil's Rafael Klaus. Bosnia with the free kick, middle of the field. Muharemovic sends it out wide on the right-hand side in the Bosnian half, then all the way back to Vasil, and then Muharemovic again, plays at Sassuolo, mentioned earlier, born in Slovenia, and they've turned it over here, Bosnia in the back, and it comes to Balogun, edge of the penalty area, cuts to his left foot, and his shot, oh! He scored! Balogun has put it in! Oh my goodness, Flo Balogun has scored, but as I was afraid of, the flag is up on the near side. And the United States will have to wait. It was just a terrible giveaway by Bosnia in the back, clumsy at best. Forcing the issue was Pulisic to strip the ball from the Bosnian number 14, Sunic. And McKinney immediately off the takeaway, played it forward for Balogun, but the flag up immediately. Impossible for Balogun to react as quickly as he needed to off that quick giveaway. So in the end, Bosnia send it long up the middle. Coming away with it is Tillman. Flying forward are some Americans. Tillman bumps a pass off to the far left side for Anthony Robinson. Out wide against Dadic. There's some momentum for the U.S. Robinson's ball in. Defensive header away by Muharemovic. Up the far side. Bosnia back on it. Far touchline, it's Arman Gigovic. Just past the half-hour mark here. And back to Vasil, the goalkeeper. And with his left foot, he'll slingshot it ahead from the halfway line, chested down by Richards, handled by Freeman, turned back to the circle for Ream. Ream out to the left-hand side, Anthony Robinson. Then for Tyler Adams. This direction for Alex Freeman. Freeman will push it along up the right touchline. Serginho Dest forwards it, then gets it on a return from Weston McKennie. Then Dest tried to give it up, instead gave it away. Bosnia with a takeaway here. Demirovic in the circle, crumbles to the ground, and a foul is called, the third foul that's gone against the U.S. here in this first half, as Demirovic is still down, writhing in pain, lying on his back. He looks like he was just shot. Confirmation on the screen, the world feed, that Balogun was offside. It's a lovely finish, though, by Balogun with the left foot. dragging it and beating Vasil on his near post. Free kick is going to be taken by the goalkeeper, Vasil, and that's all the way just shy of the halfway line left of the center circle, so he's way out. Certainly can't afford to turn it over cheaply. He will flare it long from our left to our right with a lot of hang time, headed in towards the penalty area. Ream then heads it right back out on the far side of Bosnia. Throw coming as it's escorted out by Ivan Sunic, who plays professionally in Cyprus at Pafos. Formerly played for 5 years at Birmingham City in England. Sunic. Throw in coming for Bosnia on the far side. Everything so deliberate from this Bosnian team. This is a veteran team in so many ways, as Radilic will send it back to Vasil. And Vasil with his left foot will lift it into the U.S. half. Veteran team, of course, an experience with the national team, but not in World Cup competition, that's for sure. Bosnia win possession back, middle of the field, far side, handled by Dedic. This is the Bosnia team that in the final UEFA playoff eliminated Italy in a penalty shootout, as Italy crashed out yet again, failing to qualify for a 3rd consecutive World Cup. Alabegovic tried to thread it up the left-hand side, blocked out a play by Freeman, thrown back in by Kolasinac. Kolasinac on the throw, comes back to Alabegovic, sent back into the center circle. Nikola Katic will reload, laid it out to his left. Muharemovic, he will aerially flip it up the middle and off his line as Freeze to claim it easily. Freeze, who plays in Major League Soccer, New York City FC, as he has now for 3 years. In the opening game against Paraguay, became the first MLS goalkeeper to start a World Cup game for the United States. He's from Wayne, Pennsylvania, age 27, winning over the #1 goalkeeping spot from Matt Turner, who was in goal for all 4 of the United States World Cup games in Qatar 3.5 years ago. United States have attempted 30 passes in the final third, is the number we're being given. Bosnia's attempted 5. By my math, and I'm historically not good at math, but I can do that. That's a 6-to-1 ratio. Up the right-hand side, Weston McKennie throws a ball up the near touchline. Serginho Dest runs it down. 2 blue shirts around him, so he plays it back to McKennie, a safety valve. Top right corner of the area. Left-footed cross was easily headed away. Comes back out to Freeman, who's going to have to run this down to keep it away from Kolasinac. He does. And then pushed on back for Ream in the United States half. Ream diagonals for Freeman. Freeman up this right-hand side. Cuts to the inside to get around Amar Mamic. Mamic couldn't get it away, and it comes to the right-hand side for McKennie, right at the penalty area. His cross to the back post beyond his target, Pulisic. Comes out to the left of the penalty area. Robinson's ball in, misses everyone. And it's smartly stayed away from by Stepan Radilic, who will let it go out of play. It'll be a goal kick for the Bosnians. As I'm going to just put you back on this screen for, just a short moment, as it is bothering me very much that I am the angle that I am at. Okay. No, that didn't help either. Good Lord. Should have just... Oh, my God. This is clown show at this point. Goal kick for Vasil. Fix it all at halftime. JT will most certainly be waffling at halftime as I fix everything that Daisy messed up around here. But we love her dearly. Bosnia in possession in the center circle with Dedic. Out to his left, Kolasinac. And then he turns it over, and the United States are with it again. Here's Dest from the halfway line. Gave it up. Intercepted by Alabegovic. Here's Bosnia on the ball, and then give it away cheaply, and a through ball played for Balogun. He's into the area from the right, tries to cut it back to the penalty spot. It's easily detected by Dedic, who calmly clears it up the left-hand side. The forward ball was knocked down by Mamic, and we get a foul going against the United States and Tyler Adams.
Matthew,
JT.
did I hear the word clown show being used there? I thought this was the FIFA World Cup, not the Ferrari World Cup.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Oh, dear. Here's Bosnia.
I'm here all week.
No, thank you. Bosnia up the left-hand side making some progress as Kolasinac tried to thread it forward, but it could not be handled by Gigovic. Good defending from Robinson. Thrown back ahead by Freeze. Pulisic is charging up the left-hand side, then angles it for Robinson. Robinson then puts it into the middle. Malik Tillman drops it off. Here's on Weston McKennie on the inside right channel. McKennie cuts to his left towards the middle of the field on his left boot. He'll drag it out wide. Has he overhit that? No, he hasn't. Robinson's run it down. Dadic defends. Robinson into the area from the left. Malik Tillman with his back to his defender Katic. Sends it for Pulisic from a sharp angle. Tried to go alone at goal. Headed away by Kolasinac. Out on the near side for a U.S. throw. Serginho Dest throws it in. Does so for Chris Richards. A reload on a back pedal to the halfway line here for Richards. Now Ream. Ream out to the left. Anthony Robinson. Robinson, huge Star Wars fan. That's why he's called the Jedi. He was born in England in Milton Keynes, Matt White's part of the world. Here's Alex Freeman up the right-hand side. And it's out of play as Dest tried to flick it up the near touch line, and he missed McKennie. Late first half here as we come to the end of the 40th minute. 0-0 between the United States and Bosnia and Herzegovina. As Sunic will hook a ball diagonally to the far right side, and no one's there in blue. Only Anthony Robinson in red, white, and blue for the United States. And here's the U.S. again with Richards. Fidgets it forward to Dest on the right-hand side. Then back to Freeman, and then to the bottom of the circle. Richards out for Ream. Ream to Robinson. Far left channel, picked up by Dadic. Return for Ream, halfway line, far side. Winner goes to Seattle to play Belgium in a last 16 match next Monday night. Ball threaded forward. Balogun is always the target on these forward balls. Here he is from the right of the penalty area, and he's been taken down by Muharemovic. And it'll be a free kick for the United States off the foul by Muharemovic, who's been very active in this first half. Of all the Bosnian names, I do feel like I've said his name the most.
Who?
That'd be Tarek Muharemovic. You've heard of him. Surely.
Have I?
Free kick for the U.S. on this near side in the shade. And from the right of the penalty area, Robinson and Reyna are over, or Tillman rather, are over the ball. See which one will strike this in. Just one in the wall for Bosnia. That's Alibegovic. 5 Americans in the penalty area, and Pulisic right on the edge of it. Running over it is Robinson. It's dealt in by Tillman on the near post, flicked wide on a shot attempt by Balogun. Mauricio Pochettino immediately sits back down in his seat on the technical area, looks at the tablet in front of him. Goal kick for Vasil, who will send it long, drifting to the left. Headed up and out of play by Weston McKennie. Bosnia will take a throw. Closing in on the final third, but they have not. They've had 2 shots on goal, including one from Demirovic, which was testing on Freeze. But other than that, they have hardly had any of the ball, and certainly not in the attacking half. The throw came in for Žeko, who knocked it back into the Bosnian half, Muharemovic. Out wide on the right-hand side. In the bright sunshine, 72-degree day, sent back to Vasil. U.S. starting to press a little bit harder here. Muharemovic will drag it out to the right-hand side. Katic sends it up that far flank. Returned back to him. We're in the penultimate minute of the first 45. Muharemovic has it. On his left foot, forward ball in some space. Kolasinac Knocks it ahead. Alabegovic twisting up this near touchline. Gets it back on a return. Pressure from McKinney. Dropped back for Radilic. Radilic then on back to Vasil. They'll start from the back again here. Nikola Katic with Pulisic pressing. Angles it out wide on the right-hand side. First ever knockout round game at a World Cup for Bosnia and Herzegovina. Comes in Northern California against one of the three co-hosts of this tournament. Drew with Canada, a co-host earlier in the tournament in their opening game, 1-1. That was in Toronto. Just a bunch of passing in the back with not a lot of intent. Katic sends it back to Vasil. Then Katic again, who's in his own penalty area to the right, sends it back to the keeper, who is more than happy to play it with his feet. Some pressure comes from Balogun. Vasil will then thread it long up the middle. Ream macheted it forward, flicked ahead by Adams. Here come the U.S., rolled ahead by Pulisic. Balogun twisting and turning, trying to get to it. He did it with his left foot, and he scores! Flo Balogun! This time, they won't take it away! 1-0 U.S.! Flo Balogun does it again! The Shining Stars and Stripes get the opening goal right on the stroke of halftime! They deserve the lead! Now they've got it! Balogun in all kinds of traffic. Tillman with a great ball in that took a deflection. Balogun had to win the ball from Muharemovic. He did. And then he just had to find an angle. He did that too. And after his lovely finish earlier was scrubbed off, this is a goal of great tenacity. "45th minute goal. Flo Balogun hits him with the LeBron James celebration. And it's 1-0 to America. And then off the restart, bodies on the ground, including that of Edin Dzeko. Also have an American down. Just off to Dzeko's left, it's Tyler Adams. That's right off the restart. Those two clanging off each other. Adams still down. Well, like he was holding the back of his head at first. And all the concern is about Tyler Adams as Edin Dzeko is back up. Meanwhile, for Flo Balogun, his third goal of this World Cup. His first since his goal right on the stroke of halftime of the opening game against Paraguay. Left-footed finish that he just kissed in off the heel of the goalkeeper Vasil, who couldn't keep it out. And for Flo Balogun, he is ever making a name for himself. Scored 13 times in Ligue 1 this season with Monaco, fourth most in that league in France. It's his 12th career international goal in 30 games wearing the Stars and Stripes uniform. Meanwhile, Adams is still down. He is obviously in a lot of pain here. And from the exultation of getting the opening goal, now Mauricio Pochettino will not only have to talk to his team at halftime, make some adjustments if they feel necessary, but they're also going to have to think about perhaps subbing Tyler Adams off, because he is obviously taken. Oh, wow, he just got bulldozed over by Dzeko. What was he doing? Edin Dzeko thinks he was blocking for the 49ers. He's delivered a huge hit there. 5 minutes have been added on, as you see, but we're going to be playing well beyond the 50th minute here on the clock, because this is basically the 3 minutes that's already been elapsed off the 45 has been to tend to Tyler Adams, who is still not getting up. He captained his team at the last World Cup in 2022. Did Adams. He's from New York. Plays now at Bournemouth after crisscrossing a whole bunch of the world, going from New York Red Bulls and Major League Soccer, then to another Red Bull club in Leipzig, then Leeds United in England, and now staying there with Bournemouth. Now Adams up to his feet and certainly will, I'm guessing, be checked for a concussion. He is up and trying to jump around a little bit now. Yeah, Pulisic is talking to the referee, and I think you could just see him mouth the words, or you could lip read head injury. Meanwhile, JT in the background has been taking screenshots. See what JT does in the background. Free kick for Bosnia to restart play. They now chase this game. Alibegovic off the left-hand side. The shade really covering this left-hand side much more now. It's almost about, 30, maybe even 40% of the field from that left-hand side is covered in shade. As we play here, 6 p.m. local time. Here is a long ball towards absolutely no one for Blue up the middle. It might drop for one on the right-hand side. It has, but Pulisic is alert to it. Takes it away from Amar Dedic. The United States possess. McKennie, forward ball. Pulisic trying to run it down up the left-hand side. Don't think he's got the inside track to it. He doesn't. Nikola Katic gets rid of it. Sends it into row 17 on the far side.
Matthew.
JT.
5 added to the original 5, new at +10.
Okay. Got a ways to go still in this half then. United States on the throw in the final third here. Chance to do more damage before we get to halftime. Ream up that left touchline. Christian Pulisic takes on Dedic, and Pulisic goes down. And Dedic with just a clumsy foul there, and Pulisic can't understand why the referee isn't doing a little bit more. I mean, Dedic has been beaten here, fistful of shirt to try to pull Pulisic back. Dedic originally born in Austria, ZLMC. Plays in Portugal at Benfica. Free kick for the U.S. It could not be any closer to that far touchline. Once again, you've got Tillman and Robinson over the ball. Just one in the wall for Bosnia. That's Amar Dedic, who committed the foul. Robinson will thump it into the back post, left-footed, just beyond his target, Alex Freeman. It leaks out to the far corner flag, trying to get to it and keep it in play. Alibegovic, he did. Bosnia can try to clear it ahead. They've made a mistake in trying to clear it, though. Freeman took it away. Wriggling top right corner of the penalty area. It's Pulisic. Turns out wide on Kolanasic, and Pulisic threads it into the middle. Cleared away more emphatically here from the Bosnians. Tyler Adams, who is still on the field here for the U.S., handles the ball. Steers it to Ream. Far side Robinson. Left touchline. Anthony Robinson against the defensive Gigovic. He tries to cut inside. Square ball Pulisic. Roll to the penalty spot. The scissor kicked away by Radilic. Back out Adams. Delivery in. Header down towards the face of goal. Oh, Balogun! Off the top of the crossbar. Can you believe it? Unbelievable opportunity as Serginho Dest got a header down across the face of goal, and he was onside too. It went into the ground, and off a hop, Balogun found it and was able to hoist it up towards goal with his right foot, grazing the top of the crossbar. That close to 2-0. Instead, goal kick. And Bosnia get out of jail. At least for now. Vasil sends it long. Off an American head and right back to the Bosnian goalkeeper that plays at FC St. Pauli in Germany. Muharemovic. Walking stance up the left-hand side. Now out to his right. Feeds it and gets it back. 17th cap with the national team for Muharimovic. Wow. And a ball sent into traffic. Tyler Adams took it away, but he also collided straight into Alabegovic. And now some Bosnians are unhappy with some Americans as Alabegovic is down and writhing in pain. A crowd has been drawn on the near side of the field here, with Bosnians giving some Americans the what for. It was McKinney who knocked Alabegovic from behind, and he fell into the left knee of Tyler Adams. Wow. That is a heavy impact there, and immediately Bosnia players were calling for support for Karim Alabegovic. I mean, he did. He got pushed from behind and then fell right into the left knee of Tyler Adams, right to the side of his face. Still, you have some Bosnia players extremely upset, including said Kolasinac. But Alabegovic is up to his feet, and he's headed off to the technical area. As you see, we're into a 55th minute. We have had a ton of stoppages here post 45th minute. Drop ball to restart play, and the U.S. nearly clumsily gave it away, and they have. Wow. That's quite terrible. Dzeko will throw it in at the halfway line, and then mercifully we get the halftime whistle here. Good gracious, I thought it would never come. So we have reached halftime here in Santa Clara, California. And Flo Balogun has scored for a third time in this World Cup. And by doing so, he has the United States 1-0 ahead of Bosnia and Herzegovina in this round of 32 knockout round game. Halftime. And the U.S. in front. I will send you to JT for some JT analysis, JT waffles, as I
have nothing other than what I sent in Twitter DMs.
Well, I am going to take this opportunity to mercifully get back on track in so many different ways. JT, I don't often try to hang my partners out to dry, but in this case, I might be hanging you out to dry for a few minutes.
After the abomination I've just sent in the group chat, then I might deserve it.
I'll take a look at that. Here's JT.
Hello, viewers. 2:08 a.m. on the 2nd of July, not July 2nd, 2nd of July, a Thursday. We are here, still on the 1st of July. Wait. Since it's the 1st of July, that means the new Minions movie has come out. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. Anyway, here at the not-to-be-named Levi's Stadium in the San Francisco Bay Area, USA lead Bosnia and Herzegovina 1-0 at halftime, thanks to a 45th minute, which seems like a lifetime away goal from Balogun. Time for me to use some of my cool graphics to my advantage, and this is what is coming up on the network tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern. The round of 32 continues between Spain and Austria for an all-European clash. Matt White on the call for that one with myself in the production booth. Then also, well, moving to Friday now at 6 p.m. It's the big one. The Cinderella performance to the Giants, which is Argentina and Cape Verde. That's 6 p.m. Eastern time Friday. Colombia versus Ghana, also Friday at the later time of 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Then the first of the round of 16 games, which is on the network. It's Paraguay versus France. That is Saturday at 5 p.m. Eastern. And then the second round of 16 game currently scheduled to be on the network versus Norway. That is Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern. Immediately followed by the Euro 400 and NASCAR's return to the Chicagoland Speedways, the first time since 2019, Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern. Now, Matthew has left himself unmuted, which is strange on the Discord. But he's not here. My universal sign of him returning won't work today. So I'm just going to waffle until he interrupts me. Absolutely insane game with Belgium Senegal. By the way, went to the 132nd minute. Yep, you heard me. 132nd minute. The full-time whistle was finally blown in. Belgium coming from a 2-0 deficit to a 3-2 win, with goals in the 86th, 89th and the 125th minute. As we are once again looking at the Harry Kane possible penalty, which should have or should not have been given, depending on who you speak to. Of course, that was a Harry Kane masterclass in the England versus Democratic Republic of the Congo game. England being absolutely stunned by DR Congo in the 7th minute. No one expected that one. As if you're just joining us, there is the score at halftime. USA lead 1-0 to Bosnia and Herzegovina, thanks to a Balogun 45th minute goal. Just before we went into 5 minutes of added time, which turned into 10 minutes of added time, thanks to shenanigans in added time. I heard a Matthew Owens laugh, so I'm assuming he's back.
I am indeed back, and
you didn't mute yourself on the Discord, so I had no idea when you returned, Matthew.
Yes.
Yes.
Let me see if
Did you see the abomination which I put in the group chat?
Yes, I have. Thank you for that, JT.
You are welcome. Viewers, I compared Matthew Owens to anger from Inside Out. I was just talking about the Harry Kane masterclass that was earlier on today, as we're watching replays of it on the BBC feed, because I'm assuming that they don't have anyone in their studio right now because it is 2:15 in the morning, which wouldn't have been an issue if they were stateside because it would have been a reasonable time for them.
JT and the Beebs not in good shape. We are closing in on the start of the second half, JT, just so you know.
Does that also mean that it's happy hour with the crack of the can that I just heard?
It needs to be.
A nod back to the Indianapolis 500. Matthew, are you still not over that?
No, I'm not. Teams are out on
It's
the
been
field.
over a month. Let it go. Come on.
Teams are back out onto the field, ready for the second half to start.
Let me guess you skipped forward.
I'm sure I have. Almost assuredly.
I'm just gonna fast forward, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna stop it at the second half kickoff, and I'm gonna hope that you give a good enough cue to know for me to know when the second half is kicked off. I'm gonna do that graphic away, so you can do whatever you need to do.
Sure.
Yeah, that's an inside thing of these broadcasts.
Yes.
I control all of the graphics. Matthew changes what screens are on, so we have to kind of work as a team together,
Yeah.
thousands of miles away,
Brick by
and
brick.
I just have to press buttons in anticipation of what Matthew is going to do.
United States will kick us off to start this second half. And it is kicked off deep from our right to our left, as they've done on every half that they've kicked off in this World Cup. The U.S. just kick it long and get it out of play before it gets to the end line, so they can
And the point of that being,
get some, I guess, field position. Like they are an NFL team. And the U.S. have been able to take away possession off the Bosnia
second
throw.
and 10.
Yeah. Yes. Here's a long ball threaded up the left-hand side, easily intercepted by Bosnia's Amar Dedic. Now a little bit more than half of this field now covered in shade. Ongoing story as Radilic tried to flex it up the far side. It deflects off an American and out of play. Big section of seats right on the
Third
halfway
and 5.
line. Big section of seats on the halfway line far side that has still been vacated after people left at halftime. Bosnia on the throw, and they throw it all the way back into their 6-yard box. And they will try to build forward with a ball chipped up the middle. Richards with the header down. Will it drop for Pulisic? It doesn't, but Robinson did hook it high into the sky. Headed on by Nikola Katic. Drops in this inside right channel for Gigovic to flex forward. Intercepted by Ream. Forwarded on for Adams, who is still in this game despite that big hit that he took in the first half. Late in it. Here's Ream snapping it ahead. Pulisic got spilled out, and he's fouled by Katic. Quick free kick taken by the United States, trying to catch Bosnia a bit flat-footed, but Balogun just got tripped up. No foul called there. Bosnia gets it to the halfway line, but no further. And the United States reset. Tillman up this left-hand side. Dedic comes over defensively to strip it off his boot, dealt with by Robinson as he fastballed it out of play just off to the right of Mauricio Pochettino. And the U.S. quickly win possession back despite the Bosnia throw. It's been intercepted, and from the left of the left of the penalty area, it's Pulisic switching from left foot to right to cross the ball into the back post. Defensive header over the end line from Kolasinac. And it's a corner for the United States. And Kolasinac a bit frustrated with his teammates in the back as he frustratingly barks out some, well, frustration. Corner here for the United States. From the far side here. Anthony Robinson will place it down. This is their 4th corner of the match. Both arms in the air from Robinson. In-swinger left-footed towards the penalty spot. Richards headed it, but it's straight up into the air. Off his line, Vasil punches it out of the penalty area. Robinson heads it right back into the mixer. Tim Ream tried to get to it, but it bounces away from him and into the arms of Vasil. So Bosnia will begin the pilgrimage back upfield now from our left to our right in this second half. Deep sea blue shirts with yellow numbers, yellow nameplates, and blue shorts. Long ball sent up the near side. Could not connect to another blue shirt. Instead, Chris Richards comes away with it for the United States. The U.S. attacking from our right to our left here in this second half White shirts with red horizontal stripes on the front, dark blue numbers. Forwarded ball by Tillman, tried to thread it on for Pulisic, intercepted by Dedic, grabbed by Gigovic, dropped back off. Muharemovic. And we've got a whistle to stop play as we click over into the 50th minute. I think Edin Dzeko is a bit shaken up. The 40-year-old Bosnian captain. Most goals, most caps in Bosnia history. They both belong to Dzeko, who's been a part of this national team now for nearly 20 years. Since 2007, he was a part of the team that made their only other World Cup in 2014. He's hoping to lead them today to their first ever knockout round victory. Bosnia team that's never won a knockout game in the World Cup, and a U.S. team that hasn't won one in 24 years. Since 2002, it would seem as if Dzeko is going to be subbed out of this game right here. He has taken a knock somewhere and doesn't look like he's going to be able to physically go the rest of the way or even any further. They are getting ready for a substitution, maybe even two over there for Bosnia, and Sergej Barbarez, the manager of the team. Looks like Ermin Mahovic is about to come on. So too is Esmir Bayraktarovic. And the other one going off along with Dzeko is Gigovic. So Dzeko is off, Gigovic is off, and I believe are they bringing on even a third sub? Maybe not. Oh, yeah, they are. Ivan Sunic is coming off as well for Bosnia to be replaced by Benjamin Tahirovic. As now Mahovic runs out onto the field for Bosnia, so too does Bayraktarovic and Tahirovic.
Oh my god, there's no way I come back upstairs after having a little break after half-time and I come back to 3 substitutions on my screen.
3 substitutions, and let me tell you, as you're typing the names in, a whole bunch of syllables. Bosnia has restarted play. They're deep in their own territory on the right-hand side with Dedic, tapping it forward. Tahirovic, one of the substitutes that just came on, plays professionally in Denmark. Was originally born in Sweden. Bosnia have won a throw on the near side. Thrown in up the near touchline. Coming away with it, Demirovic charging up that near channel. Taken away by the defensive Malik Tillman. Played on back to Matt Freese, who hasn't been overly busy tonight. Freese sends it long up the middle. Harpooned away by Muharemovic. United States back in possession as we begin the 53rd minute here. Tim Ream on the ball. In the back for the United States. Forwarded for Pulisic. Dropped back off for Robinson. Touched into the middle for Adams. Over the top ball hoping for Balogun. Muharemovic keeps it away from him. Steers it out of play on the near side for a United States throw in the final third. You see Dzeko coming out for Mahovic.
I can confirm that copy and paste was definitely used for those names on the graphics.
Thrown into Ream. So the 40-year-old captain Dzeko is out for the last 40 minutes and change of this game. U.S. up the left-hand side. Tillman rolls it in deep towards Balogun. It's beyond him and out for a goal kick. So goal kick coming for Bosnia and Herzegovina. The United States playing from ahead here as Vasil will flare it long. Ream heads it straight up into the air. Richards then heads it back towards the halfway line of the near side. In the shade, Pulisic has it stripped off his boot by Bayraktarovic. Sent on back to Katic and then to the goalkeeper Vasil again. 44% possession of the United States, 38% for Bosnia, nearly 20% in contest. Seems like a high number for that category. As the long ball sprayed up the far touchline goes out of play for a U.S. throw.
Matthew,
JT.
can you see the Discord?
I will in a moment. As the U.S. throw comes to Ream. Ream angles it back this way for Anthony Robinson. Yes, I can.
Okay, so you know when I said that I was going to get a Belgian waffle earlier,
Yes.
I kind of forgot about it and I didn't get a Belgian waffle. However, Belgian waffle has been secured.
Okay.
And
Wow.
it is chocolate. And I've dropped it.
Bosnia back in possession here as the U.S. did nothing with
What a
the
shame.
ball. Here's Katic sending it into the penalty area. Muharemovic. I told you I'm going to have that name in my nightmares by the end of the night. Radilic sends it long up the middle. Anthony Robinson defends it away. Hooks it back up the near channel.
Do we need
Stabbed
to have
into
a tally on a U now of how
Danic.
many different pronunciations there's going to be of one name?
Dadic to the right of the penalty area, squared on back, and a long-range shot attempt flares off target from Nikola Katic, who had an attempt that, well, he attempted that from 30 yards away for reasons known only to himself.
Matthew, there you go.
There it is, the Belgian waffle. Of course, it is the Belgians who await the winner of this match to play next Monday in Seattle.
Nice transition. Nice one.
Yeah. Goal kick from Freeze. Thumps it long. No one in any colored shirt after that ball. It goes out of play to the right of Vasil. And will be a throw-in for Bosnia deep in their own territory. Amar Dadic will throw it in.
I am quite annoyed that I didn't get more of these Belgian waffles because they are really good.
Also see the BBC feed down there on the Discord, and it's just incredible how their graphics package is just so bland and plain. I mean, they don't have the country's flag. It's very bland from the Beebs. Throw into Ream, halfway line left. Back to Richards, then Ream again, the oldest player to ever appear at a FIFA World Cup for the United States. Threads a long ball up the left-hand side. McKinney on the end of it tried to twist across into a dangerous area. Muharemovic had the good defense.
If I must say so myself, the ITV graphics are much better.
Yeah, I'm sure I've seen those in the Discord screen, but I can't say that I remember them off the top of my head. I will have to look those up. I am a graphics package nerd, sports media nerd, as we all know. Here's Bosnia.
A sports media nerd who also does play-by-play.
Yeah, isn't that interesting? Bosnia on the ball. Muharemovic sends it long up the near side, goes out of play. Muharemovic. I got it right that time. Would you believe?
Look at you go.
Anthony Robinson will have a throw in on this near touch line. He'll hoist it in. Balogun gets free of Muharemovic. Got to the ball and then kicked it back towards the center circle. Taken by Tillman. Launched ahead for Pulisic. Stripped off his boot. It lands at Alabegovic. Some space up this left-hand side here for Alabegovic. He's trying to jockey his way away from Adams, but his forward pass is deflected back towards him, and a reset for Bosnia. Attacking from our left to our right here in this second half, the Bosnians in those blue shirts, yellow numbers, yellow nameplates, blue shorts, blue socks. Left of the circle, Tahirovic. The halfway line, looks for options behind him. Plays it back to Muharemovic. Slovenian born. Up the left-hand side, Tahirovic. Seth Eves in the comments says, waffles are evil, pancakes are better. That is not only an inside joke, that is a very deep inside joke from many years ago, let me tell you.
Waffles are on top, thank you very much. Especially Belgian waffles.
Adams up the left-hand side. Radilic for Bosnia. Tiptoeing up that left-hand side and sending it for Kolesinic, who tries to thread it forward into the penalty area. The U.S. have been able to defend it away. Balogun swipes it forward. Run being made up the far right flank from Serginho Dest. He's got it 30 yards away from goal. Hits the brakes. Shrugs away from a Bosnian defender, but his pass ahead for Pulisic easily detected and steered away by Radilic, who scored 2 goals in the Croatian league last season. As we work the 60th minute here, Bosnia chasing the game for a team that did score a goal in all 3 of their group games. They scored 5 goals total in those 3 group games, including 3 in Seattle in the victory over Qatar, 1 each against Canada and Switzerland. Advancing to the knockout round for the first time in their history. In the midfield, it's handled by Tahirovic, born in Sweden. Played along up the far left side, trying to get forward with a switch ball from left to right. It's Robinson who chested it down. Pulisic comes up with it, then Robinson into the middle. Adams, flat-footed pass ahead for Balogun, is knocked away, but it's recovered by Anthony Robinson. Bosnia was looking for a foul. None given. Robinson bumps the pass off for Freeman. Freeman out wide on the right-hand side. Serginho Dest. An hour played in Northern California. 1-0 United States. Late first half goal from Flo Balogun. Has him in front. Robinson ahead. Pulisic. Back to Robinson. Poked forward Balogun. Oh, heavy collision. Balogun and Muharemovic. And he is down. Is the Bosnian number 4, Muharemovic. Looked like Balogun stepped right on his right ankle. Goodness gracious. Oh, he did. Oh, Balogun. Oh, my goodness. Balogun could be in trouble on this. Balogun could be in trouble on this. There was certainly no intent there from Flo Balogun. But he has come down hard and square on the left foot, the side of the left foot of Muharemovic, who is in a lot of pain here. And Balogun could very well be in trouble here.
Matthew,
JT.
I'm not going to spoil stuff, but a couple of minutes ago, because we are a little bit behind on our TV pictures, a couple of minutes ago I saw something pop up on the live blog and my jaw dropped to the floor, literally.
Oh, Balogun. Oh, gosh.
That's not good.
That's just really bad timing there.
Balogun might be in trouble here.
Yeah, I think he is in trouble. And again, there's no ill intent here, but the VAR is going to check this, and they obviously don't check it through VAR for intent. And I think Balogun could see a straight red card here, and it would be cruel for Balogun. But that's trouble for the man that has scored the only goal tonight and 3 in this tournament for the United States. He's put 2 in the back of the net tonight.
I knew you would be trouble.
Yeah. He's put 2 in the back of the net tonight, Balogun. 1 scrubbed out as he was just offside. So this is now being looked at in the VAR room. And, well, this really could be trouble for Flo Balogun in the United States. Honestly, this feels like a pretty cut and dry case for Rafael Claus, the referee from Brazil. Head referee at a second World Cup. He was there in Qatar in 2022. And he's going to come out here and he's going to give us the verdict. And I'm afraid that our American audience is not going to like the verdict. Here's the announcement.
The number 20 United States Committee, Cyril serious foul.
Yeah, it's going to be a red card.
The final decision is red card.
Yeah, it's a red card to Balogun.
You might have to you might have to put the hash mark below, because I don't think red on red will work on the scoreboard.
Oh dear.
That is not what the USA wanted to see.
I mean, again, he's done for the rest of this match. And the U.S. and they're down to 10 players for the rest of this match. And if they were to hold on and win, he's out for the round of 16 game against Belgium.
Yeah, this is really not good for US.
So Balogun walks. As off the VAR review, he sees straight red after he came down on the right foot of Tarek Muharemovic, and now Bosnia restart play with a free kick. Muharemovic is trying to get back on the field. He's being held off. And now he's just been released. And now it's 11 Bosnians versus 10 Americans for the next 25 minutes plus stoppage time, and that stoppage time will be pretty hefty. And here comes Bosnia immediately moving forward with intent up the left-hand side. Pass on the far side did not get to Kolasinac. U.S. cleared away to the halfway line. Muharemovic back on it. Sent to the center circle. Katic back this way for Dadic. The United States are going to be facing a lot of pressure for 25 straight minutes here, and they're going to have to deal with it. The ball sent in. Reem missed it! And a shot volleyed on goal by Demirovic is saved by Freeze. It was a bad miss by Reem, the captain. And it dropped right to Demirovic, who is a very dangerous goal scorer for Bosnia. Scored 12 times in the Bundesliga last season with Stuttgart. Freeze sends it long, keeper-to-keeper stuff. So Balogun, who scored the only goal so far this game, late first half, to put the United States up 1-0. He is gone. Straight red card upon a VAR review. So now it's 10 players for the United States. And Bosnia, who is not been able to create many chances, now with a man advantage. Alibegovic sends it up the left-hand side by Raktarovic. Darts it back. Far channel in the sunlight. Given back to the left of the penalty area. Square ball sent 25 yards away from goal. Twisting and turning with it, Alibegovic. Sends it back wide on the left-hand side. Kolasinac sends it back up that far touch line. And Bosnia, with this man advantage, will be finding so much more space than what they've been used to through the first hour and change. This really has to, you would imagine, put a lot more energy into this team. Katic sends it middle of the field. Tahirovic out wide on the left of the penalty area. Kolasinac. Chipped ball to the top of the box, hoisted up into the air. Can the U.S. deal with it? Richards tries to, didn't get it all the way away, and it's a low shot on goal towards the near post, easily grabbed by Freeze off the foot of Bayraktarovic.
Matthew.
JT.
Now, I don't know who does the match momentum graphics, but I think it's very easy to say that after that red card, the match momentum has shifted.
No doubt about that, but Bosnia has given it away middle of the field here. So here's Pulisic in some sunlight, far right side with shadows growing longer here in Santa Clara. He handles, gives it inside for Dest, return for Pulisic. How will the United States now play this game when they have the ball as they do here? Will they go into prevent defense mode and just try to run out the clock, take a knee on the rest of this game? Here's Alex Freeman hitting the spin button on the far side. Two Bosnians around him, taken away by Tahirovic. Sent up the middle, but Anthony Robinson's there patrolling. Takes the ball away, skips forward, gets tripped up, and fouled by Amar Dadic. This will be the hydration break in the 69th minute. And trouble for the United States. They lead 1-0. But their goal scorer in this game, their three-time goal scorer in this tournament, Flo Balogun has been sent off on a VAR review, straight red card. He's done for the rest of tonight, and he would miss the Belgium game in the round of 16 if the U.S. survive, but that is their main objective now. Over the next 20 minutes and change plus stoppage time, they must now just survive this round of the last 32 game. And that could be a very difficult task indeed. JT, I feel like we do both agree it's the right call on the red card.
Yes, and some people on Twitter have already going against it. And what I say to that is that if it had happened the opposite way, then you would be screaming for a red card for Bosnia. Thank you. Moving on, as I will continue to waffle. So that allows Matthew to attempt to try and get a hash mark working that isn't red on red, as we see. For some reason, a slow-mo replay of the red card being given from the referee. This isn't NASCAR. It's not like the red card was given at 200 miles per hour. But here we are, as we're into the 71st minute now of this hydration break. And Eagle Eye viewers who just joined us may notice there's only 10 players in that huddle for USA. Yes. They've seen red, and I think their minds are red at the moment.
We'll see if the U.S. can survive. They've got a free kick to come out of this hydration break.
I will survive.
Now, Mauricio Pochettino still has all 5 of his substitutions that he can make from here on out. Play restarts with the U.S. on the free kick, and they've sent it all the way back to Richards, who's had to run that ball down. And done so, and then flung it out of play on the far side. And Bosnia will start again.
That isn't that bad, to be fair, because it's 2 different shades of red, isn't it?
Yeah, not that bad.
However, it has randomly flipped sides for some reason.
It has, yes. I'm not going to worry too much about it at the current moment. So, Bosnia, well, you know we do how much hockey we do on this channel. A power play, and a lengthy one at that, to try to overcome this 1-0 deficit as Dedic on the near touchline turns it back to Nikola Katic. Then to the center circle, Muha Ramovic sends it back to the goalkeeper. As the clock on 72.5 minutes here in Santa Clara, California. Shade has overtaken the majority of this stadium. Here's a long ball lifted up the near side by Raktorovic from the near flag. Twisting and turning on Anthony Robinson, who stands his ground defensively, but it's over the end line off of him. It's a corner for Bosnia. Corner here for Bosnia and Herzegovina. Right as we click over into the 74th minute. See who's going to take this corner here. Looks like it will be by Raktorovic. Third corner here for the Bosnians. Taken short, left of the penalty area. Alabegovic gives it back up, top of the box. It's Dedic, left-footed strike is blocked. United States trying to clear. They haven't gotten it very far away. Mahovic back to the near right-hand side. Handled by Raktorovic one more time. Now Muhajrovic floats it towards the penalty area. Easily caught by Freeze. Can the United States survive? Got a long way still to go. Chipped ball up the left-hand side, looking for Pulisic. Defended back to the halfway line. Serginho Dest is on it for the United States. Dest lays it out to his right. Alex Freeman squares it back to the halfway line. It's Richards. Richards for Ream. And then Robinson up the left. Finds Pulisic. Turns it back. Through traffic. Pulisic tried to pepper it forward. McKennie, it's too far for him. It's a goal kick. Mentioned that Bosnia scored 5 goals in their 3 group games. 4 of those 5 goals came after the 74th minute, which we just crossed. We're into the 75th. Bosnia making more substitutions here. They've got 2 that they can still make. Amar Mamic is coming on. See who he replaces. Looks like it might be Kolasinac. We'll confirm. And we do. Kolasinac and Katic is out for Bosnia. Replaced by Amar Mamic and Haris Tabakovic. Quarter of an hour plus stoppage time to go. And stoppage time will likely be pretty lengthy. The JT stoppage time guesstimator is probably already at about probably already at about 6 or 7 minutes as it is.
Stop it.
Up the right-hand side by Ratterovic. Here he handles. Moves forward up the right-hand side against Tillman. Turns it back. Handled by Muhairemovic. Tahirovic now. Inside right channel to the center circle. Radilic. Radilic launches it up the left-hand side. Back this direction now. Mamic sends the ball in. Robinson, defensive header, comes to the edge of the D. Left-footed strike by Alabegovic is blocked. Ricochets out of play on the far side.
What's your clock at, Matthew?
Hold on. Because I will tell you that the TV pictures on this side, I mean, quite literally, as you've just asked that question, has just had a mare. But we are dead on now. Thank you. Throw in for
Awesome.
Bosnia. Far side. Fox is...
Don't even have to do anything.
Fox is not... I don't know what's happened with the Fox streaming service today. It's not been great. It wasn't great earlier, trying to watch England and Congo. Meanwhile, Bosnia on a throw-in. Ball comes back this side, and it's Tillman who rips it away, and the United States have it coming back the other way. Pulisic gets tripped up, and he's fouled. And is the referee reaching for a yellow card? No. Pulisic down here and in some pain. Muhairemovic committing the foul. Listen, tonight has been one of those nights. I mentioned it earlier. You will hear us say every now and again, any of us on this channel say, you don't know what heights we go to bring you these streams. Tonight has been one of those nights. Yes, JT.
You mentioned England-DR Congo match. It's being reported that the DR Congo's manager, Sebastian Deserve's father, passed before the game, and he learnt of his passing during the post-match press conference.
Wow. U.S. with a free kick. Tillman, inside left channel, a little back heel flick, and it's played in some Americans, and it's McKennie played across, it comes in front, oh, and Pulisic, oh my goodness, he's put it in! Christian Pulisic peels away in celebration, and now that celebration is cut short because the offside flag is up on the far side. Oh, it was a broken play. It was a broken play with the ball just pinballing around off bodies. A lovely back heel flick by Tillman, who played in McKennie, whose cross was chested down and finessed to the front of the goal for Pulisic to just scramble it in. He was offside, though. It could have been 2-0. Instead, it stays at a 1-goal
If
margin.
they keep the pressure on, though,
here's a
we'll see.
collision on the near side here, and Bajraktarevic has ended up down on the floor. And the Bosnian coach cannot believe there was not a foul. But now the referee does have a yellow card out. Who's he going to give the yellow card to? Is he going to give it to Sergei Barbarez? He has. The Brazilian referee has just yellow carded the Bosnian manager, Sergei Barbarez, who picked up the ball as it went out of play and then started ferociously hopping along on the touchline and jumping up and down in frustration. U.S. take a throw up the near side. Muharemovic sends it up in the air. It dropped for Robinson, who got it to the top of the box. Dest. And it's knifed away from him all the way back into the U.S. half, where Richards nods it forward. Now we've got another yellow card, I think, that's just been handed out to someone on the Bosnian side. So we've crossed over 80 minutes complete here, and Bosnia are starting to lose their cool just a bit.
Not going to even try pronunciation, but it was the number 21 of Bosnia's side that got the yellow.
So,
I can't be
Radalic.
bothered to do pronunciations at what is 3 a.m.
Stepan Radalic given the yellow card. Free kick for the United States will come in a very dangerous area here, just outside the penalty area, left of the D. A set-piece goal right now would be worth its weight in gold for the United States. You've got Robinson and Tillman on the ball, as you so often do on U.S. free kicks. 5 in the wall for Bosnia. Maybe a 6th. Tillman, Robinson, and now Tyler Adams over this ball, left of the D, just outside the penalty area. Vasil getting his defense set. We'll see who will take this ball. Can the United States come up with a magical moment? And maybe it'll be magic from Malik, who is over the ball. Will he take it? Referee's whistle. Tillman goes for goal. He scores! Malik Tillman! Absolute gold! A strike to define a golden generation of American soccer! Malik Magic! It's 2-0 U.S.! Against all odds in this second half! Down a man, but not down and out! Malik Tillman with a goal that will forever be remembered! A gorgeous strike! A strike of gold! And certainly a strike that should send the United States through to the last 16. We say it should. We know what Belgium did earlier in the day. Down 2 goals late. And that was 11 v 11. Malik Tillman, his 4th international goal. And now Bosnia, up a man, but down by 2. Is there a path back? Still, Mauricio Pochettino has all 5 of his substitutions he can make. Bosnia's out of theirs. Bajraktarevic on his left foot. He lifts the ball in. It's a useful cross, but it's caught by Matt Freese. He rolls it ahead. Pulisic in the middle of the field. And now Anthony Robinson, knocked forward for Adams. Robinson comes away with it. Muharemovic intercepts and sends back to Vasil. the United States' 12-match winless drought against European teams might be about to end. The last time they did defeat a European team, it was Bosnia and Herzegovina back in 2021. Bosnia on the ball out wide on the left-hand side. Alibegovic tried to slide it to the left side of the penalty area for Dedic. Ball deflects to the far flag. Serginho Dest is on it. He takes his time. He finds a seam. He attempts to clear. He banks it out of play. Off Tihirovic. It's a United States throw in the 85th minute.
Wasn't
American
that
flags.
First World Cup goal?
It is. American flags are flying through this stadium. This is an awesome, awesome moment. The throw in, it comes for Muharemovic. He's back in the circle. He takes a few steps forward. Bosnia have no time to waste now. Mamic gets it on the near touch line. Turns it back for Muharemovic, who gets it back from Tahirovic. Is there a lifeline somewhere for Bosnia? We saw what happened with Belgium earlier today, down 2-0 late. Got one to get back in the game, then got one very quickly after to equalize. Ball sent into the area, dealt with by Tillman. And he steers it back out of danger. Vasil is 30, 40 yards outside of his penalty area to play this forward. 86th minute. Remember, there's going to be a lot of stoppage time because of the amount of delays we've had. Top right corner of the box. Bayraktarovic sent it in. Defensive header out. Comes back to Muharemovic. Right touchline, Bayraktarovic. On his left foot. Sends it middle of the field. Radilic. Forwards it. Dedic. This direction. Muharemovic on his left foot. He wanted to force one in. Thinks better of it out wide on the right. Mamic. In swinging ball to the far post. Oh, and it was an awkward bounce off the chest to Freeman, but grabbed by Freeze. Again, just to the point I just made, it is going to be a lot of stoppage time. We said earlier it could be up to 7-8 minutes.
I'm thinking double digits after
I mean,
everything that's happened.
Yeah, because you've had so many stoppages for injury, and we might have another one here even with Freeze. I think Freeze, when he went down to cover that ball, may have just taken a whack on a flyby from Demirovic. Again, 10 Americans on the field, and they're the same 10 that started the game, along with Balogun, of course, who saw the red card. And now Mauricio Pochettino is going to make his first substitutions. He's going to bring on Ricardo Pepi and Sebastian Berhalter. Pulisic comes out. Pepi replaces. And Sebastian Berhalter will also come on to replace Serginho Dest. Sebastian Berhalter, the son of Greg Berhalter, who of course was the coach of the U.S. team in the last World Cup. Sebastian out of the University of North Carolina, originally born in London, has played in Major League Soccer for 4 years in Vancouver, in the west of Canada. Long by Freeze, forcing Bosnia to start from the back again. The winner of this match will play Belgium on Monday in Seattle. Up the right-hand side, Mamic loses it. Knocked away from him and out of play. As we will click over before this U.S. throw into the penultimate minute of the 90. Stoppage time could be, as JT mentioned, you could be tickling double digits on the stoppage time. We certainly at least anticipate 8. Ball is thrown in. Tahirovic headed it. It comes back to him. He swings it into the middle of the field. Overran by Pepi. Grabbed by Tahirovic. Here comes Bosnia. Tahirovic with his long shadow just ahead of him as he gallops forward with the ball. Sends it up the far side. It was fumbled by Alibegovic, and it was pumped out of play quickly by McKinney. Bosnia throw. towards the end of this 89th minute. Still, Mauricio Pochettino can make 3 changes if he chooses. Bajrat Tarovic has it up the right touchline. Robinson defends. Bajrat Tarovic still with it. Gets to his left foot. Crosses in. Ream. Header straight up into the air. Comes outside the penalty area. Tahirovic. Flares it out wide on the left-hand side. Dedic. Tahirovic. Left of the penalty area. Bosnia trying to force one home. Crossed in. Freeze off his line. Missed it. Ball out to the right of goal. Sent towards the net by Mamic. Defended away by the United States on an almighty scramble. Now the ball's free. Ricardo Pepi tries to get to it. He does. There's a whistle, I believe. There is. As down in his wake was Radovich. Free kick for Bosnia. We're in the 90th minute. We're into hold your breath time. Down the stretch we go in Santa Clara, California.
I'm still going for double digits, by the way, on extra time.
Free kick Bosnia, right of the D. At least 35 yards away from goal, maybe even 40. Ball is hoisted in towards the back post. Defensive header away by Richards. Came to the top left corner of the penalty area. Ball is centered. Comes to Dedic, who flexes one in. Robinson the header out. Bosnia still in possession. 90 minutes has been played. 10 minutes has been added. Can you hold your breath for 10 more minutes? Can the United States 10 players survive 10 minutes longer for their first knockout round win in 24 years? They've done all the heavy lifting, but these next 10 minutes might be the hardest they've had of their entire lives. Bosnia with a man advantage. They trail 2-0. Muharremic from the right of the circle sends it to the left-hand side. Radilic out wide of the left. Alibegovic, he takes on Freeman. He changes direction. He pops the ball in. It's headed away by the U.S. Radilic recovers. Skipped on back to the circle for Muharremic. Back on that far side. Alibegovic to Dedic. Dropped off. Mamic back this way. Muharremic, top right corner of the penalty area. Bajrat Tarovic. And now lifted in, and another defensive header out by Richards. Bosnia will reload. Muharremic sends it up the right-hand side. Up this near channel. With his left foot, he'll drag it back into the path of Radilic. Radilic out wide on the left. Alibegovic in against Berhalter. Takes a shot right-footed across the face of goal and wide. It'll be a goal kick. It'll be a chance for the Americans to kill some time. Just about 2 minutes into the 10 that were added on. Alibegovic is saying that it should be a corner, that it deflected off Freeman. Or, it didn't. He was able to dip out of the way of it. Goal kick, freeze. And he will harpoon it upfield. Muharremic comes down with it at the halfway line. Bajrat Tarovic tried to forward it. It's taken away by Ricardo Pepi. Pepi into the middle of the field. McKennie. McKennie flares it out wide on the right-hand side. Sebastian Berhalter now, who had a goal and an assist in their group finale against Turkey, to maybe play his way more into this squad, into the knockout round, to come off the bench more than people expected him to. He's on the field now. Here's McKennie right of the penalty area. Can he run this ball down? He clings shoulders with Radovich. McKennie comes away with it. They've whistled him for a foul. There are 7 minutes remaining. 7 minutes for the United States to survive. 7 minutes for Bosnia to find 2 goals. To find 2, they've got to find 1 first. Bajrat Tarovic in the Bosnian half sends it back. Radilic, not with a lot of intent moving forward. Lateral ball to his right. Muharremic near touchline. Mamic forces it in. Ream knocks it right back out. Muharremic has it come down at him at the halfway line. Left of the circle, Radilic. Bosnia running out of time, running out of options. Ball chipped towards the edge of the area. Robinson's defensive header out. Flicked on by Tillman. And here come the United States with Pepe. Mahovic nearly took it away from Pepe. But now the U.S. recontrol. Adams, middle of the field. And he puts it back in the possession of Robinson. That's crucial to kill some time. Robinson ahead. Left channel, Tillman. Tillman with two Bosnians closing in. He'll try to get as close to the corner flag as he can. And now players on the near touchline tumble down like dominoes. Tillman taken down by Muharemovic. And who did they call the foul on? Just about halfway through the 10 added minutes. Gio Reyna set to check on for the United States. He'll replace Weston McKennie as Mauricio Pochettino makes his third substitution. The American Dream is what Erling Haaland nicknamed Gio Reyna when they were teammates at Borussia Dortmund in Germany. Reyna still plays in Germany at Borussia Mönchengladbach. U.S. restart play. Ream on the ball at the halfway line. Sends it from left to right. Handled by Freeman. Forwarded for Berhalter. Berhalter scoops it. Pepe into the area from the right. Muharemovic, who's had a terrific game, truly has, defends it out. Only as far as top of the box, where a shot is launched towards goal, but off target by Freeman. Not sure that was necessary from Freeman. Could have killed more time. But there's not much time left for Bosnia. The 11 men of Bosnia, the 10 of the United States. And now only about 4 minutes and change left here. Can the U.S. survive? Does Bosnia have something that Belgium had in them earlier today? Bosnia tromping forward with the ball, top left corner of the box. Mahovic had it stripped. Handled by Adams. Dropped off for Berhalter. Berhalter in the far side. Now he'll just dink it over the top, middle of the field. Comes to Reyna. Oh, and Reyna does a wonderful job just cranking it up the far touchline. In no man's land, Vasil out of the box. Had to just machete it out of play on the far side. It'll be a U.S. throw. Opportunity to kill more time. 3.5 minutes remaining. The American Outlaws ready to scream into celebration here in Santa Clara, California. Thrown in for Reyna. Returned up the far side for Freeman, who tried to skip his way past Alibegovic. Ball out of play off Freeman last. Bosnia have a throw. Taken deep in their own territory. Earlier today in Seattle, Belgium scored an 86th minute goal and an 89th minute goal. 2 goals in 3 minutes to equalize. Bosnia here have 3 minutes to get 2. Radilic into the attacking half. Lays it out to his right. Tahirovic out wide of the right-hand side. Mamic to the right of the penalty area, hoping for Bayraktarovic. Ream intercepts. Clears as far as Tahirovic. Ball popcorns around. Reyna nearly found it. Mamic took it away. The seconds, if you're an American, are going away in quicksand. They won't go fast enough. Dadic sends it top of the box. Long-range effort. Oh, it's just wide. Mahovic from outside the area with a long-range attempt. And it's wide of Freeze to his left. May have taken a slight deflection off Reyna. If it did, it's a corner. It's a really good strike by Ermin Mahovic. Mahovic, who scored his first 2 career international goals in this World Cup against Switzerland and Qatar. It's a goal kick. Freeze knows what to do with it. Send it to the heavens if you can. To the left side of the field. Bosnia charging forward. Mahovic, he wants to go again. He does right-footed, and this one's just wide on the opposite post. Mahovic with 2 terrific efforts from distance. And both have gone just wide in the last 60 seconds. And some frustration from Mahovic as he gives a shove to Tim Ream after. Very nearly twice for Mahovic. And down to the final minute. Freeze will flare it long. Sent high into the sky by Mahovic. Who's it going to come down to? It doesn't matter. Ream has been fouled by Demirovic. And the finish line is right in front of Mauricio Pochettino in the United States. And they face a very steep challenge on Monday against a Belgian team that knocked the United States out of the World Cup in 2014. And they'll have to do it without Flo Balogun. But that's for us to all talk about after the final whistle here. Ball up the left-hand side. Memic heads it out. It'll be a U.S. throw. And we're in the dying seconds here in Santa Clara. Actually, it's a Bosnia throw. In for Muharemovic, who sends it up the left-hand side, and the full-time whistle blows! A generational win for the United States! Their first knockout round win in a FIFA World Cup in 24 years sends them through to the last 16 and into Seattle to play Belgium on Monday. A gutsy, tenacious effort from the Stars and Stripes. Flo Balogun, late in the first half, put them up. But then he saw red in the second half. He missed most of the second half. He'll miss the game against Belgium. But it was an almighty strike off a set piece from Malik Tillman that made it 2-0, and from there the U.S. saw it through to the end. The United States, how sweet it is, to the last 16 of the World Cup. This was not the final destination, but it was definitely a stepping stone for this program. Full-time whistle in Santa Clara. United States 2, Bosnia and Herzegovina nothing. Flo Balogun late in the first half. Then the red card that he had about 20 minutes into the second half, as you see. And Malik Tillman off a free kick. A marvelous goal. And it sent the United States into the round of the last 16. They'll play Monday against Belgium. And there will be many in the American public, in the American media, that brings up the game from 12 years ago in Brazil against Belgium, where Tim Howard stood on his head and made miraculous save after miraculous save to push that game into extra time, in which eventually Belgium won 2-1 in extra time. The U.S. will try to flip that script. And while we're on the topic of script flipping, perhaps this team is starting to do that. They're making this country believe. They're making this country believe that the United States can be a national power in this sport and on this national stage. They've won 3 of their first 4 games in this World Cup. The one that they lost didn't matter very much, at least to them. Mauricio Pochettino has instilled life into a program that, remember, suffered the enormous embarrassment of failing to qualify for a World Cup. That was just 8 years ago. In so many ways, it's so long ago. In so many ways, it's such a short time ago. Wow. JT, your thoughts?
big game, and the US come out on top once again for a historical win. However, you now have to ask the questions with how Belgium played in the round of 32. Do America need someone like Flo Balogun on their team to go against that Belgium side? And I think they do. But they won't have him because of the straight red he saw.
Yep. And that will be talked about from now until Monday, of course, about who will slide in to try to replace Flo Balogun on Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time in Seattle. USA and Belgium for the second time in the last 12 years in a knockout game at the World Cup. JT, it was a behind-the-scenes, challenging testing night on our side. You did amazing as always. I thank you for your hard work, and now you can get some sleep.
Yay. The bracket should be updated, by the way. I did hit the button to update it.
Okay.
This is where Matthew quickly tries to press the buttons he needs to.
Try to do this one more time. Yes. And no. Okay. It's fine. It's...
I'll give you those graphics then.
Yes, thank you. World Cup action continues on USN tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Spain and Austria, all European round of 32 matchup. And Matt White will be on the call for you there from SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles. Friday, Argentina and Cape Verde. We all know what that gives us. Cinderella versus Goliath. Colombia and Ghana, Friday night. Interesting South American and African battle there. Saturday is when the round of the last 16 starts. We'll have Paraguay and France at 5 p.m. Eastern Time on Saturday. Then on Sunday, and that's on 4th of July, of course. Then on Sunday, Brazil and Norway at 4, followed at 6 by NASCAR at Chicagoland. We are putting work in to try to get you Mexico and England on the channel as well Friday night. Stay tuned for that. Well, it's a great night to be an American soccer fan. It was a nervy night to be an American soccer fan. And yes, there's going to be a lot of panic now over the next coming days. We know. But stay in the moment. Tonight's job is done. 2-0. U.S. over Bosnia and Herzegovina. They're into the last 16. That's where they were, of course, 4 years ago. There wasn't a round of 32, but they did make it to the round of the last 16, where they lost to Netherlands 3-1. See what this one holds against another European team in the World Cup's version of the Sweet 16. Fun day on the channel. Our thanks to Matt White earlier, and of course, huge thanks to JT, who's been along for both games, including the first one, which was an absolute marathon. That does it for us. The U.S. advance. We'll see
That
you
reached
tomorrow.
the 132nd minute, by the way.
Incredible. We'll see you tomorrow for Wimbledon and Spain and Austria. We'll see you then. Good night, U.S. on top.